You'd be amazed. Even some of the big businesses and brands just don't know who they are.
Why? Why is that so common?
Because what happens is like they start making money and they forget things. And it becomes more about the growth, the money, the revenue, but they never take a step back to say, who are we? So that we can continue growing, continue building revenue, adding people, adding process on top of knowing who we are. Some people take off so fast that their identity has to catch up to who they've become versus knowing who they are and moving forward. So it's like, let's just say like you got a solo practitioner. He starts in, he came over from another firm. He has some cases to kind of help him keep the lights on. He keeps going. He attracts some more cases. He starts growing. He makes some hires. He gets a paralegal, gets some staff, gets an office building. He starts growing. Before you know it, he went from taking care of things himself to having 5 employees in his firm, grows a little more, 2-3 years. He's got an associate or 2, and now he's got a 10-person law firm, and he never took the time to really say, well, who am I? He or she has spent so much time just trying to grow. But there's an identity that happens in between because there's so many of these law firms that they become busy lawyers and they start growing that they forget that they're also entrepreneurs. They're also business people too. And the first thing you have to identify in any business or anything that you're doing, it's like a home. I can't go in and just say, drop off all the materials and I'm going to build this house versus let me get the plans to see what kind of home I want to build. Now you have the plans, you know what kind of home you want to build, and then you get the materials and then you start building. And you got the people with you. So you have to think like when you are creating a business or, and in this case, a law firm, you have to think about the foundational things like who are we? I would probably guarantee you the majority of the law firms out there, even big advertisers, couldn't tell you their Pantone colors, or they don't know, they couldn't explain their logo fully. They go on and say like, well, that looks good versus is your logo telling a story? I think it's really important for people to know their identity because everything in your firm is going to start from right there. That's how you have a legacy. Are you going to have a legacy built on who you are and where you want to be and what you're doing along the way? Or are you going to have the legacy of saying, we were a busy law firm? You rolled it?
I rolled it.